Good morning, kindergarten. It's your pal, Mr. Thayer, with the Syracuse Academy of Science and Citizenship with our CKLA skills lesson for the morning. Today, we are going to focus on three areas. The first thing that we are going to do is we're going to learn a new tricky word, all right? I'm going to show you a new tricky word and how to sound it out. Number two, we're going to go back and practice those uppercase letters. We have some really difficult ones and we have some very easy ones, but we're going to practice those new uppercase letters. And third, we are going to read a new story about an old ship and fixing it up. All right? So tricky words followed by some uppercase letters, and then we're going to finish up with a story on this wonderful Friday. All right? So first things first, let's get started with our tricky word. There's only one of them today. Let's stretch it out at the bottom. It goes itch, which. All right? As you can see there, it looks very, very similar, but it just has up top when you spell it, it has the H in it. W-H-I-C-H is the word witch. Now, what I also want you to understand is this is not the witch that flies around on Halloween. This is witch when we talk about choosing between a couple things. Which one do you prefer? That's the word witch that we have right here. So witch, let's stretch it one more time. W-itch, which, and then let's spell it. W-H-I-C-H. W-H-I-C-H. Which. That is today's tricky word right there, which. We only had one, so there you go. Remember that one, which. Awesome job. Now let's get into the, I want to say hard part, but let's get into the uppercase letter practice. You guys have been doing a great job. You've been practicing. We're slowly getting to the end of the alphabet. Now, today we're going to start with a tough one, all right? And I have my letter boards right here. And our first one is going to be the letter S, all right? S is half a circle to the left, half a circle to the right. This is a very difficult one for us to write. I know we were practicing it in school. We're going to practice it right now. Think about it. Half a circle to the left, half a circle to the right. Okay? Let's see how that looks on our board right here. Okay? Half a circle to the left, and then half a circle to the right. And boy, that was an ugly one right there, but that's okay. Let's practice that again, because you always got to practice these. Half a circle to the left, half a circle to the right. Very good. I'm going to show you this one. I'm going to break the steps down here. So there's your half a circle to the left. Almost looks like a C. And then you pick up right there, and you go half a circle to the right. That is your capital S right there. And S makes that sound. We draw it out. There you go, capital S. Tough one. Got to practice that one. Get better at it. All right. Next one is a little bit easier. I'd say it's very easy. All right. And I'll get my paddle for that one. My letter, oh, there we go. Gotta reach for it. My next one is the letter T. T says t, 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 t. T is a long line down and a line across. Very simple on this one. Here we go. Long line down, across. There's that T right there. One more time. Long line down, line across for that capital T. Let's do one more. Long line down, line across, and there is a capital T, and T says t, t, t. Very good. This is an easy one. You should be able to do that one with no problem. Moving right along. After T comes the letter U, and U is also, I gotta reach for my paddle again. There we go. And our letter U is a simple one. It's just a cup, almost like a cup that you drink out of. That's what they gave us for our hint to make it. Almost like we kind of make it a smiley face or a cup. So we just go down and we sit it right there. There's my cup right there. So I go from the top, I go down, and I sit it right there. There's my letter U. One more time over here. And I sit it right there, okay? So what I want to do is I want to come from the top and come right on back to the top. Or excuse me, from the top to the bottom and come right back up, All right. And remember, U draws that sound out. U is and I like to put my hands up to kind of make that U. Draw it out. Very good. Okay. Next one. Next one is very similar to what we did, but we're going to work with some diagonal lines this time. Okay? U made the cup. Now we're going to get on to V. We're going to get a lot of diagonal lines right now. All right? And diagonal means that they're kind of written sideways like that. Not up and down. They're going to kind of go sideways. Okay? So we have diagonal right, diagonal left, and we're going to make that letter V. All right? Say it with me. Diagonal right, diagonal left. We're going to make that V. Okay? All right, here we go. Diagonal right, and then diagonal up. I think I said that wrong. Let me do that. Let me go again. Diagonal right, diagonal up. Okay? Diagonal right, diagonal up. Okay? Remember, diagonal. There's a picture right there. Diagonal right, and then diagonal up for our letter V. Okay? And V says, feel that vibration in your lips. Very good. Okay? And last but not least, we have the letter W. And the W just kind of adds a little bit more pieces to what we were saying with the V. There's W right there. Diagonal right, diagonal up, diagonal right, diagonal up. Okay? So here we go. So diagonal right, diagonal up, diagonal right, diagonal up. And there's your W. Let's do that again. Ready? Diagonal right, diagonal up, diagonal right, diagonal up. And there is your letter W right there. See if I can squeeze one in right here on the bottom here. See if I can do this one a little bit closer for you. Diagonal right, diagonal up, diagonal right, diagonal up. And you have the letter W. And W says, whoa, whoa, whoa. Very good. All right. So if you get a chance today, like I tell you guys all the time, get a scrap piece of paper, get some chalk, dry erase markers, and practice these letters. Just write them down a couple of times and practice. Remember, we had the letter S, circle, circle. We had the letter T, down and across. We had U, which was a cup. We had V, which was some diagonals. And then we finished up with W, which was a bunch of diagonals right there. All right. Very good. That was our uppercase practice. We're getting closer. We only got a couple more letters to get to the end of the alphabet. Make sure you practice those. Like I said, just a couple minutes a day would be great. It will really help your handwriting. Last but not least, I told you guys we're going to have a story today. We're going to finish up with a story today. And the name of the story is Fix That Ship. Fix That Ship. And in our story, we have these 6 vocabulary words. We have the word mast. All right. Mast is a pole that rises from the bottom of the ship. Usually it has the sail on it. You can see that long piece in a ship. That is the mast. Our second one is dent. It looks like it's a place that looks like an object has been pushed in. Sometimes a car or a boat might have a dent in it. You can kind of see it. Dents are not good. Number 3 is rust. And rust is a reddish brown kind of stain that's kind of ugly and just it's not very good to have on your car or on a boat for that matter. Deck is the floor of a ship, and a drill is a tool used to make holes, make it a lot easier on you. All right, so those are our vocabulary words for today. We have mast, dent, rust, sand, deck, and drill. All right. It looks like Zach's dad bought a ship. Take a look at that ship right there. It is not looking good. All right, it is not looking good. And it is, let's see, there we go. Fix that ship. Zach's dad, Dan, has a ship. It's fun to fish on the ship. But Dan can't fish on the ship yet. Dan must fix up his ship. The ship has a big crack in its mast. Remember, we said mast. That was that long piece right there. If you look in the illustration right there, boom, right there, there is the crack in the mast. All right. It has dents, which Dan must fix. Wait a second. If I scroll my finger over right there, boom, there is the tricky word which that we just learned right there. All right, and our last sentence here. Boy, my hands are in the way today with this story. I'm going to put my hand up. There we go. Try that. Oh, there we go. It has rust, which Dan must sand. In order to get that rust off of a boat, you got to sand it down. You got to make it look really nice. As you can see in the illustration, the boat does not look very good. That way, if the boat is got dents in it and the mast is broken, you can't go fishing with it. All right, let's see what happens. Let's see what Zach's father, Dan, does here. All right. All right, let's try this a little bit better. There he is. He's sanding. He's putting some work in there. Dan gets the ship up on the land. Then Dan gets a mask. There he is. His dad over there with a mask. He doesn't want to get any of that dust. The mask will help block the dust. Dan sands the deck. Dan rubs and scrubs. Dan drills and bangs. At last, Dan's ship is all set. There's that ALL right there. Right there. Boom. Another one of those tricky words right there. So you can see Zach's father, Dan, spent a lot of time working on that ship to make it better so that they could take it out fishing. All right. That was fix that ship. Our vocabulary words were mast, dent, rust, sand, deck, and drill. All right, our purpose today was just to read and check out that story. We found the tricky word which in there. We found the tricky word all. And we learned a little bit something about what it takes to sail a ship. Hope you guys had fun today with our story. Have a great weekend. Next week, our CKLA skills lessons are going to be coming on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We're going to kind of shorten it up a little bit for you guys. But I can't wait to see you guys next week and talk to you guys soon.